What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coop's House, and we are back on the Squarebody for this episode.
Yeah, and be the last time for about a month.
Yes. So, sad news for you guys. We are going to have to step away from the Squarebody project for about a month because the deadline is drawing close for the Chevelle build, and we are running out of time. So we really need to shift all of our time over to the car.
But today's going to be just a simple, short video kind of day. I mean, we're going to be powder coating the valve covers and just small things, really.
Yep. So a couple things, we're getting knocked out so that we're able to actually put some parts back on the motor, fuel lines, things like that. But we've kind of been held up with that because we haven't been able to finish up this powder coat. So that's going to be the name of the game today. We're going to focus on getting this powder coating done so that we can put these parts back on the motor and have that much wrapped up so that when we step away and we come back, we can focus strictly pretty much on body work and getting ready to actually get to the point of firing this thing. So,
one step at a time.
Yep. So once the Chevelle build is finished and complete, we'll come back and we'll be putting all of our energy and all of our focus here, and we're going to get this truck knocked out, hopefully, in the near future.
Hopefully.
It's very time consuming, very expensive, but we're going to shoot for what we can shoot for. So we appreciate you guys being patient with us. So let's jump in, get some work done.
Alright, so we got 4 of the valve covers sandblasted. We're having to open air blast all this because our sandblaster, you can't see through the glass and the media is not flowing right. So we're going back to the good old days. But, yeah, so we got 4 down. He's working on the 5th one. We got 1 more after that one's done, and then we got a few more small pieces, and we can get right to powdering.
So this isn't the ideal powder coat setup, but we've had all sorts of issues today just trying to do this. Like, this was supposed to be a simple, quick, easy video. Sandblasting cabinet tore up. We're low on powder. Valve covers look rough. They're gonna be replaced eventually anyway, but we just wanted to get some color on them so we can get them on the motor. But yeah, doing what we can. It'd be like that sometimes. So a little explanation as to why the valve covers look the way they do and they're pitted so bad. In case you guys missed the story early on in the build, a possum got on top of the motor in the truck, built a nest, and was there for I don't know how many years, but basically it rusted a lot of the parts on top of the motor, which we'll be replacing eventually, but for now we're just gonna make them look as good as we can with what we have. So, yeah, that'll turn out okay. so we got our silver color baked on. This is the base coat for the purple. So the purple is kind of like a top coat candy. So you have to spray a silver base before you spray that and then bake it over the top. But you can see these look a little bit rough, and you remember I talked about they were pitted really bad. So they don't look the best. The unfortunate thing is there's absolutely nothing that we can do about that. So we're going to go ahead and coat these. That way we can put the motor back together, but we are planning on replacing the valve covers later on with a different style. So, you know, it just is what it is, but we're going to go ahead and get these colored, get them put on, and that way the engine is back completely together, and we'll worry about replacing these parts later on. So, anyway, I'm going to lay down some purple.
So I want to show you guys real quick the issue we had with these. So I just washed these out with water because they had some sand in them from sandblasting still. So I just wanted to make sure that that was all out of there because, you know, you don't want that getting down to the engine. So I think these are going to be replaced anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so you guys see the top actually came out decent. I mean, there's some orange peel in it. Again, we're learning how to lay out powder coat, so you know it's not really that big of a deal. But see back here, all of that nastiness. So basically, this is where they were pitted pretty badly because of the possum nest that was built on the engine. So there's 3 of these that look just absolutely horrible. So Hunter and I decided that our best course of action is going to be just to buy new ones and just replace them. So we don't really know yet if we're going to go back with a stock style or if we want to go with a different style. They have a couple different options online, so we're going to kind of shop around. But again, very, very likely when we come back and we get back on this project, we're going to have new stuff. We're just going to go ahead and redo it, throw it on the motor, throw it on the engine, and be done with it. So that way we don't have to worry about it later. But anyway, now that these are washed out, I'm going to let them dry, and then once they dry, I'll get them put on the motor, and we'll be done. So anyway, yeah. Okay guys, it's unfortunate and I hate it. I'm sorry that this was a kind of a boring episode. There were just a lot of fails here that just didn't go well. But that just goes to show you that nothing is ever perfect. Ever. Doesn't really matter how hard you try. So we got as much done as we could get. I went ahead, I put the intake plenum back on without the gasket just to kind of protect the motor, not leave it wide open. I am going to cover it back up with this drop cloth, but we are going to go ahead and order new valve covers. We're going to go ahead and order the new plate for here to get away, with all this pitting, stuff like that. We want to do away with that. So we'll be doing away with that. We'll be repowder coating all of this stuff. There are some other parts that we're still going to clean up, paint, things like that. The motor mounts are going to come back off. They're going to be getting powder. So we still have some powder coating to do anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal. It's unfortunate. I hate having to do anything twice, but it is what it is. Sorry to let you guys down this episode. I mean, we just did the best that we could, but unfortunately things just didn't work out the way that we wanted them to. But hey, we'll pick up. We'll keep moving on the next one, right? So anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in and appreciate you guys hanging out with us, even though everything did just go absolutely wrong this episode. But it's okay. So make sure you like the video, even if you didn't like it. It's okay. Subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you know when we post. And stay tuned for our Chevelle build. Keep up with that because we are doing a lot to that thing, especially over the next month. The thing will be hopefully completely finished within the next month. But Once we're done with that, we'll be coming back to the Squarebody, putting all of our energy and all of our focus into this, and hopefully really making some headway on this thing. So again, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.